Today we're going to take a look at one of the easiest and one of the fastest mesh networks that I've actually tested out. This is from a company called TaoTronics, and it's an AC3000 Triband system. Each one of these routers will cover 2,000 square feet, so the 3-pack covers about 6,000 square feet. And let me tell you, the range is absolutely ridiculous on these things. The setup process was super simple. I can't stress that enough. In under 10 minutes, you're going to be good to go. So no matter what your skill level is, you should not be afraid of setting up the TaoTronics system because it is as simple as downloading an app, following the prompts, and you're good to go. But let's just go ahead, check them out together, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the TaoTronics Triband Wi-Fi system. So first things first, guys, I just want to go over the design of the actual router. You just get a little company branding right on the bottom there, and what I like about this system too is on the top you have a status LED light right over here, kind of halo type of light that gives you information about your network. Of course, you can disable that if you want to, but as you see, it's sitting here on the desk. I think they did a nice job with the overall design. It's a very nice, very unintrusive design, so no matter where you put it, it's going to really blend in nicely. On the back, you have 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, and that's great if you want to connect certain devices via cable and you don't want to use Wi-Fi. You also get a USB 3 port for connecting a hard drive. So again, this is a high-end system, and I'm happy to see 4 gigabit ports on the back. This is something that might come in handy sometime down the line, but it is good to see that it's here. So there's just a few specs I want to talk about before we dive into some of the settings and before I do a speed test. This does have a lot of great tech, a lot of the latest tech in here. So it is Triband, 2.4, 5 gigahertz, and 5.8 gigahertz. You can create a separate 2.4 gigahertz network for your smart switches that do not connect to the 5 gigahertz band. You can also create a guest network, and you can also create some parental controls from within the app as well. There's Fast Switch, there's Smart Beam, there's MIMO, there's a lot of great tech in here that's really just going to ensure that your devices get the fastest and strongest connection possible. But that's basically it when it comes to some specs. I don't want to go too much into the specs, guys, because proof is in the pudding. So let's just go ahead and do a speed test. My base speed for my ISP should be 400 down and 20 up. That's what I usually pay for. That's what I should be getting. And I am connected to my main router. I did not connect this secondary node just yet. I'd say I'm about 30 feet away and a level below, so that should just give you an idea of what speed I should be getting. So right now I'm getting about 280, which I think is quite impressive. I was not able to get 280 from my other router before I started using the TaoTronics. Let's just do another speed test. Let's just get one more base level, and then I'm going to connect this one because that's really where you're going to see how capable this router is. So my speeds did improve just a little bit. I'm now at 360, 370. And that's absolutely insane. That is something that should not be possible, being a level down, being 30 feet away. That's not something I was getting from my old router. Again, AC3000 means that you're going to get some really fast speeds. So now let's connect this secondary node, and then I'm going to do another speed test, and let's just see how much of an increase I actually get. As this is booting up and getting connected to the main router, I just want to show you a few things within the app because the app is laid out very nicely. And then I'm going to do that final speed test and we're going to see how much that's improved. But I, again, have been very happy. You can see the lights changing, so it is almost ready. But you get a snapshot, you get a nice overview of exactly what's going on in your home network. If you're connected to the internet, I just connected that third node so you can see it. I have 3 network routers connected. And if you go into that setting, you can click on one and you can see the signal quality between the node and the main router. You can also see what channel it's on, and you can see how many devices are connected to it. Again, you get a lot of options and you get a lot of features in here, but once it's set up, this is something you don't have to go into every day. Only if you want to check out some stats, only if you want to check out some nerd specs, you can go in and kind of check things out. You can create a separate guest network, and you can also create a dedicated 2.4 gigahertz network. Again, perfect for those smart switches that don't connect to 5 gigahertz. We have Parental Controls, which allows you to set different times when devices can connect to the internet, and you can also block certain URLs, so maybe you don't want your kids to have access to certain sites. That's where you would input that setting right over there. You have a couple options that I do want to show you again. Wi-Fi optimization, this is all done by AI. Most of the settings on the TaoTronics system is done by AI. So there's that quick roaming, the AP steering, the band steering, automatic bandwidth, automatic power, automatic channel. Again, all of these settings are enabled by default, and it just ensures that every single device gets the fastest connection possible to the internet. Something else I do want to mention, we get port forwarding. So for those advanced users, if you have cameras or you have a remote desktop connection, you can set different port forwards. We also have universal plug and play as well as the demilitarized zone right there. And I also want to mention something about the file server. You can plug in a USB 3 drive to any of these nodes, any of these routers, and you will be able to access those files. Now, I tested a 4K movie, and I had no problems playing it directly from a pen drive over the waves, over the 5G connection. What's going on, YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and today we're going to use that R2X material that's really going to just to give you a little bit more of drop protection, a little bit more. So again, I think this is an excellent addition to a high-end router, because again, guys, this is a high-end router. If you want to use this as your Plex server, if you just want to use it as a file server for everyone to access files on that drive, you're going to be really happy with the speed of the USB 3 ports, and you can see information about every disk that you have connected to each one of those nodes. So again, this is a high-end router, and they include just about every feature that you would want. The only thing that's a little bit disappointing to me is the VPN client. I wish they would include OpenVPN or WireGuard, something like that, because these protocols are a little bit old, a little bit outdated. No one's really using these protocols. And I also wish that we had the ability to set a static IP address for any of your connected devices. And here's some stats as well. You can see exactly what's been going on, and you can see which devices use the most internet. You can also see which APs, which of these nodes is using the most data as well. Again, this is just a very nicely laid out application, something you don't really have to go into if you don't want to. Here's that LED switch. So if you don't like that LED on any of these nodes, you can go in and turn it off just by turning that switch, and it'll get rid of that LED, but I think it looks actually quite nice. That's basically all the settings, guys. This is a very capable router. It's a very easy plug and play solution. Now let's just go in and do a speed test. Now that I'm connected to this node right over here, it should be a lot faster than what we were getting before. And you can see I'm inching up to that 400 mark. Definitely an increase over just connected to that other router that's about 30 feet away on a level higher. Look at that, 412. So as you saw, guys, the speed is super impressive. If you're looking for a system that can handle just about anything you throw at it, 200 devices can connect to each one of these nodes, and I think that's really impressive. I also like the fact that I can log into that app from anywhere in the world and do some troubleshooting. Again, making it perfect for your parents, making it perfect for someone who might not be able to set up a router. You can troubleshoot from anywhere in the world. It was so simple to set up. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any questions about this, let me know down in the comments below. But again, I really recommend the TaoTronics Wi-Fi mesh network. It's just something that's really impressed me, and I'm getting super fast speeds. I'm getting that 400 speed just about everywhere I go now, and my speeds would usually drop down to about 150 when I got a little too far from the router. But now with this 3-pack, I am hitting that 400 everywhere I go. So that's something super impressive. But anyway, appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time.